Reginald Pembroke, a billionaire entrepreneur, sat in his opulent office, staring at a photo of his family. He had everything he could possibly want: wealth, power, and influence. But something was missing. His children were grown and distant. His wife had passed away a few years ago, and he felt the weight of regret. He wished he could turn back time and spend more moments with his loved ones. Reginald's assistant walked in, interrupting his thoughts. "Sir, you have a meeting with a potential investor." Reginald nodded, putting the photo away. Little did he know, this meeting would change his life forever. The meeting was with a mysterious individual who claimed to have the ability to buy back lost time. Reginald was skeptical, but desperation drove him to listen. The individual, known only as the Timekeeper, explained that with enough money, Reginald could relive cherished moments with his family. Reginald's eyes widened as he considered the possibility. Could he really buy back time? The Timekeeper handed him a folder with details of the process. Reginald's heart racing. He began to read. The Timekeeper's proposal was simple. Reginald would pay a substantial sum, and the Timekeeper would manipulate time, allowing Reginald to relive specific moments with his loved ones. Reginald was torn. On one hand, he could relive precious moments with his wife and children. On the other hand, he wasn't sure if this was morally right. The Timekeeper assured him that the process was safe and would have no negative consequences. Reginald decided to take the risk. He signed the contract, and the Timekeeper disappeared, leaving Reginald to wait. Reginald received a message from the Timekeeper, stating that the first moment was ready. Reginald's heart skipped a beat as he arrived at the designated location. Suddenly, he found himself reliving his wedding day. Tears of joy filled his eyes as he gazed at his wife, Elizabeth. They danced, laughed, and exchanged vows. Reginald felt like he was 25 again, full of hope and love. But as the day went on, he realized that this wasn't exactly the same as the real day. Reginald noticed small differences in the relived moment. His wife's smile seemed slightly different, and the music wasn't exactly the same. He brushed it off, thinking it was just his imagination. As the day came to a close, Reginald felt a mix of emotions. He was grateful for the experience, but also felt a pang of sadness. This wasn't the real moment. It was a recreation. The Timekeeper appeared, asking Reginald if he wanted to continue. Reginald hesitated. The Timekeeper revealed the true cost of buying back time. Each moment would cost Reginald a small fortune, and the price would increase exponentially with each subsequent moment. Reginald was taken aback, but decided to continue. He couldn't put a price on time with his loved ones. The Timekeeper warned him that some moments might be irretrievable, and Reginald wouldn't know until he tried. Reginald steeled himself and chose the next moment. Reginald tried to relive a moment with his children when they were young. However, the Timekeeper's technology couldn't recreate the exact moment. Reginald felt a deep sense of disappointment and frustration. The Timekeeper explained that some moments were too complex or emotionally charged to be replicated perfectly. Reginald realized that buying back time wasn't as simple as he thought. Reginald began to understand that time was precious, and some moments were irretrievable. He couldn't turn back the clock or relive every cherished moment. The Timekeeper's technology had limitations, and Reginald's wealth couldn't overcome them. He started to question whether buying back time was worth the cost, financially and emotionally. Reginald faced a dilemma. Should he continue to spend his fortune on imperfect recreations of moments, or should he focus on building relationships with his loved ones in the present? He knew his children were grown and had their own lives, but he still wanted to try and reconnect. Reginald decided to take a break from the Timekeeper services and reach out to his children. Reginald met with his children, and they had a heart-to-heart conversation. They expressed their feelings about his absence during their childhood, and Reginald listened, taking in their words. He apologized for his mistakes and began to rebuild their relationship. Reginald's children forgave him for his past mistakes, and they began to rebuild their relationship. Reginald realized that buying back time wasn't the solution. Instead, it was about making the most of the time he had now. He started to spend more quality time with his children, and they grew closer. The Timekeeper appeared, warning Reginald that his services would soon expire. Reginald's heart skipped a beat as he considered the warning. He had grown accustomed to the idea of reliving cherished moments, but he knew he had to prioritize his relationships in the present. The Timekeeper revealed that the final moment was ready. Reginald's heart swelled with emotion as he realized this would be his last chance to relive a cherished memory. He chose to relive one final moment with his wife. Reginald found himself back in the moment he had chosen. Tears streamed down his face as he held his wife close, cherishing every second. As the moment came to a close, Reginald felt a sense of peace wash over him. The Timekeeper appeared, and Reginald thanked him for the experience. He realized that buying back time had taught him valuable lessons about the importance of relationships and living in the present. Reginald's focus shifted to building meaningful connections with his children and grandchildren. He spent quality time with them, creating new memories and strengthening their bond. As Reginald looked back on his experiences with the Timekeeper, he realized that the true value lay not in buying back time, but in the lessons he had learned. He had discovered the importance of relationships, forgiveness, and living in the present. Reginald's children noticed the change in him and began to adopt similar perspectives. They started to prioritize time with their father and appreciate the moments they shared. Reginald felt grateful to see his children growing and learning from his experiences. Reginald decided to leave a legacy of love and kindness. He established a foundation to help families and individuals build stronger relationships and appreciate the time they had together. His children were proud to be a part of it. Reginald's appreciation for life deepened. He cherished every moment, big or small, and encouraged those around him to do the same. His positivity was infectious, and soon, his loved ones were prioritizing time together. Reginald's health began to decline, and he knew his time was limited. He surrounded himself with loved ones, cherishing every moment. Reginald's children and grandchildren gathered around him, listening to stories and wisdom. Reginald's last words to his family were, "Love each other, cherish every moment, and don't take time for granted." His family promised to carry on his legacy, and Reginald passed away peacefully, surrounded by those he loved. Reginald's legacy lived on through his family and the foundation he established. His story served as a reminder to appreciate time and relationships. The Timekeeper's technology was never seen again, but its impact on Reginald's life continued to inspire others. Reginald's family kept his memory alive, and his story became a beacon of hope for those seeking to make the most of the time they had. Meta AI response. Reginald's heart skipped a beat as he considered the warning. He had grown accustomed to the idea of reliving cherished moments, but he knew he had to prioritize his relationships in the present. The Timekeeper revealed that the final moment was ready. Reginald's heart swelled with emotion as he realized this would be his last chance to relive a cherished memory. He chose to relive one final moment with his wife. Reginald found himself back in the moment he had chosen. Tears streamed down his face as he held his wife close, cherishing every second. As the moment came to a close, Reginald felt a sense of peace wash over him. The Timekeeper appeared, and Reginald thanked him for the experience. He realized that buying back time had taught him valuable lessons about the